Hey, Renegades, Jeremy Burgess, founder of Renegade Detroit Investors, the Detroit market expert, and welcome to week 3 of The Idea. Today I want to talk about building a foundation. We've discussed, where you're getting started. You got to be prepared for certain things. And one of the questions I get all the time is, well, what should I do? Should I wholesale? Should I lease option? Should I invest in Metro Detroit? Should I invest in Detroit? Should I go out of state? Or they have all these questions. Should I go cash flow? Should I flip? I think before you do anything, if you will compare it to building a house, before you build your house, you need a strong foundation. And I know this maybe seems counterintuitive. But when you're building something, you spend more time planning it than you actually do implementing the business. And I think a strong foundation is important. First of all, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable. You have some vocabulary, some lingo down. Obviously, you're getting into a new industry, or maybe you're going a different direction in the current industry, and you just need to know some things about your new business. And if you're going to be in real estate, no matter where you invest and what you do, you need that foundation. So I don't want you to pick just yet, and we will discuss this in future episodes here. But what I think is really important is that you buy one book. I know I mentioned it before. It's The Millionaire Real Estate Investor by Gary Keller. Now I want you to ignore the numbers. This book was written before the 2007 real estate market crash. However, as far as a foundation, it doesn't cover everything, but like a real strong foundation of real estate knowledge, what you should consider, how you should kind of work your numbers and do your math, how you build your team, how you put deals and together, things you should look out for, the basics, and even some of the more intermediate and advanced things are in that book. And I cannot stress enough how important building a foundation is. It seems like a lot of the people who have failed, even some close personal friends, people have moved out here, then moved back home, and they just haven't had the success. In my opinion, most of them didn't take the time to build that foundation. And I'll be honest, I was guilty of that too. I had a lot of initial success right off the bat. It really had nothing to do with me and everything to do with the real estate market and just being lucky. And I kind of had to go back and relearn that foundation moving forward. And that was very painful. It kind of feels like you're going backwards when you want to be going forwards. So this foundation that you're going to build, this foundation of knowledge, that book is a great book for building that basic foundation. But what I want you to do is something that I learned in the United States Navy. Thank you, the Navy. You don't just read the book once. What the Navy taught me is, when you grab that book the first time, don't take notes, don't go back. Doesn't matter if you don't understand it, just read the whole thing through once. The second time, read it twice, go back through, highlight, take notes. Things you don't understand, highlight, take notes about it, write it down. Talk to people about it. That's why Renegade Detroit Investors, and there's also some other local real estate investment groups. There's also some great forums online for discussing ideas and concepts. And after you've read the second time, you've taken notes, then I want you to go through a third time, and any instruction or homework that they want you to do, I want you to do it. And I want you to take extensive notes and write down important points. And that's something that the Navy really taught me when it comes to learning. I will say this about the United States Navy, they're very successful at teaching learning. And without them, I would not be the learner I am today. So just recapping foundation, I want you to go out and get The Millionaire Real Estate Investor by Gary Keller. I want you to read it 3 times. I do not want you to think about what you're going to do. I want you to worry about building that foundation of knowledge, and we will approach what's good for you and what's not in future episodes. It's a great book. You guys are really going to like it. If you can, pick it up from a local store and support your economy. If not, Amazon.com does have it very cheap as well. And if you don't have money, don't use that as an excuse. It's been in most libraries that I have come across. It's a very, very popular national bestseller, great book. So if you have limited funds, and if you're not near a library, ask me. I'll let you borrow my copy. It's kind of all highlighted and marked up, but don't let resources or your perception of lack of resources stop you from building foundation. We all start somewhere. Well, welcome to week 3 of The Idea. This is Jeremy Burgess, the Detroit market expert. And if you have any questions kind of about that book too, go ahead and leave some comments. I would love to answer them. I know you're going to probably have questions as you go through. Share it with the group. I know Todd and Kelly, Dennis, and Jesse. We're doing this to help you guys. So if you got some questions, go ahead and post them in the comments so everybody can see that maybe if they're too afraid to ask, we can help the entire group. All right, I'll catch you next week, Renegades. Thanks.